Hello everyone! If you really like cosplaying and stuff, then this would be really useful for you. So Phoenix sent me 3 of their lenses to try. And I'm going to try on all 3 of them so that you can see which one you like the most. Comes really well packaged. Okay, so try all of the shades. This one is Rome Green, as you can see. It's really beautiful and I'm going to try that. This one is Whisper Brown and I wanted my own natural color but a bit lighter. And this one is Teddy Blue, and let's try them. The first one is Rome Green. I'm going to be really careful with this for obvious reasons. And it's super easy to use, especially because they do give you these tools to put them on. And it comes in a really tiny little box. So that's super cute. Okay. So these are the tools. This one is to take it off. Okay, and this one is to put it on your eyes. So I'm going to use this one to wear these. Okay. Okay, like this. Okay. This is the color Rome Green. What do you think? Okay, the other one is Teddy Blue. I'm really excited to see how this one looks because I just wanted to see how I look with blue eyes. So this is the one that I'm most excited for. Okay. Okay, I'm going to try wearing this with just my hands. This is the shade Teddy Blue. I think this looks more natural, I think. Looks really pretty. What do you think? Shade Teddy Blue. It was super easy to put on. The next shade that I'll be trying is the shade, what is it called? Whisper Brown. The next shade is the shade Whisper Brown. I'm going to put it on without further ado, use my fingers, as you can see, and just pop it right in. And finally, this is the shade Whisper Brown. I think it leans more on the natural side of things. Oops. I think it's really beautiful, but I think for everyday use, I think Whisper Brown would be really beautiful. So those were all the lenses by Helix. My favorite one would be Daddy Blue. I really like that one. So for now, I wore the Rome green one for the entirety of the video. So yes, use my code BERRY20 for 20% off on your purchase from Helix Official. Okay, now let's move on to the video. So today I'll be doing some fun facts of different countries. So we're gonna do many different countries and you're gonna have to try to find one that is yours. You have to find the one that's yours. Okay, so I'm going to switch between soft-spoken and whisper every now and then. So the first country is Bangladesh. Bangladesh is the only country in the world with their country name ending in H. There is no other country that ends in H. Bangladesh, BANGLADESH. Bangladesh is the only one. Bangladesh is the most densely populated largest country in the world. It packs about 3,000 people per square mile. That's a lot, which is in comparison, like, I think Sweden has like 20 or 30 people per mile. I don't know. Okay, Cambodia is the next country. Cambodia has never had a McDonald's in the entire country due to the really strong local food culture. I don't know, I just got something in my ear. There is no Burger King, McDonald's, nothing like that in Cambodia. Also, the next country is China. Apparently, ping pong is the most popular sport in China. I think that's why there's so many extremely pro ping pong players in China. And China also follows a single time zone despite being one of the largest countries by area. India is the next country. India is the world's most populated country by some measures, and it surpassed China recently to become the most populous one. It is home to the most polluted cities in the world, obviously, because it has so many people, so naturally the most polluted cities are in India. India is also the second largest English-speaking country in the world. By estimates, it could also be the largest country. This includes population with English as their second main language. The next country is Indonesia. Indonesia is comprised of over 17,000 islands, of about only 6,000 are inhabited, making it one of the largest archipelagos in the world. It is the largest archipelagic state in the world. Many human facts are known thanks to Unit 731 of Japan, one of the most inhumane military activities of World War II. The primary ethnic group of Japan is called the Ainu, who mostly resided in Hokkaido. Fishing and hunting were Ainu's main activities, and they worshipped nature. Women tattooed on their arms and faces as they were colonized and forced to assimilate. Japanese settlers banned all the practices and tried to erase the Ainu people. Only recently, in 2019, they gained recognition from the government of Japan. Okay. Denmark and Canada used to share an international border at the Hans Island. In June 2022, Canada and Denmark finally signed a deal splitting Hans Island down the middle, making it the world's newest international border. Finland has a population of about 5.5 million people, and according to this random Finnish site, there is an estimated of 3 million saunas in the country. So there's almost one sauna per person in Finland. Oops. The next is Germany. It is illegal to run out of fuel in the Autobahn. I know it sounds really bizarre, but because stopping on the Autobahn is a safety hazard because there is no speed limit, it is considered a preventable negligence, and thus the driver can get fined, and in some cases they might even lose their license for it. Egypt is the next country. While also being the primary location of the Stardust Crusaders, Egypt is also known for having ancient Egypt archaeologists in ancient Egypt. So Egypt was really old, I know that, but putting it into perspective just how old it was, it's really interesting because they had people who researched about ancient Egypt in ancient Egypt, which is also interesting to see because as far as I know, I think Cleopatra was closer to the inception of the company Apple than she was to the creation of the Giza pyramids. So that's interesting. Being on this box. 17% of the surface in Sweden is covered in blueberries. That's interesting, to say the least. I didn't know Sweden played like that. They have a lot of greenery and fruits. But hey, I guess that's not a fact. But the fact is that 17% of Sweden is covered in blueberries. Brazil is the first country to genetically modify mosquitoes so that they don't carry diseases, and then they release them in the wild where they'll keep multiplying and infecting the others with the gene. So in the future, no mosquito will ever carry any disease, which I think is a really good initiative. Kias are the baboons of New Zealand. They have a parrot that eats sheep and car parts. I mean, I know New Zealand was pretty bad, but hearing that really makes me feel uneasy. Northern Ireland has no flag, and they're officially described as either a province, a region, or a country. No one seems to know why. Everyone born here has the right to choose between Irish and British nationalities. They have 3 different issuers of banknotes, all of which are private banks. One of my nails came off. Scotland's national animal is a unicorn, and the national dish is sheep offal. They have the shortest flight in the world at 1.7 miles, which takes 1 minute. Switzerland has a population of 9 million, and the country has more bunkers per capita than anywhere else in the world, enough to guarantee shelter space to every single resident in the event of a crisis. A prime minister disappeared while swimming, so they named a pool after him. This is in Australia. To do a Harold Holt means to bolt. And Australia is also the country that has the most number of camels, and they export camels to the Middle East. Iran. Iran is home to one of the oldest churches in the entire world. It is also home to one of the oldest qanats in the world, which are ancient underground ducts built thousands of years ago to supply water to arid regions. Vietnam has fought against 5 of the 5 United Nations Permanent Security Council members and won against 3 of them, the US, France, and China. I guess they couldn't win against UK and Russia. I think Russia was... When did Vietnam fight against Russia? Vietnam has also established diplomatic relations with all the 193 United Nations member states. Vietnam also became the first non-permanent member of United Nations Security Council back in 2021 with a record-breaking 192 out of 193 votes, highest in history. Belgium has the record of the country with the longest time without a government for 541 days. In peace, there was no war. 22% of Estonia is a swamp. Estonia is also the country with the highest number of supermodels per capita. So I guess supermodels are born in swamps. Estonia's highest mountain is shorter than the Eiffel Tower. Suur-Munamägi is 318 meters tall. Kazakhstan was in the USSR on its own for 4 days, making it the official USSR for 4 days. So that's interesting. 1 in 4 Roman rulers were born in what is now modern-day Serbia. France has a reputation of being a country of cheese. Pays du fromage in French. With 1,000 different kinds of cheese. In reality, they have 1,200 different kinds of cheese. We eat around 25 kilograms of cheese per year per inhabitant. That's a lot of cheese, but I'm sure some French people don't like cheese. But I'm sure that's very rare of them. There's 1.4 billion pounds of cheese stored in caves in Missouri by the government of the United States. Spain. We have lunch and dinner very late. This is a comment by a user. We have lunch and dinner very late, and I mean very late by almost anyone's standards. Most people have lunch around 14 to 15, which is do people really have lunch that late? I don't know. And have dinner at about 21 to 22, which is 9 to 10. But it's not strange that you have dinner even at midnight in Spain. In 1787, mountaineer and aristocrat Horace Benedict de Saussure climbed the Mont Blanc. He cut off the top bit and sold it to a museum in Harlem. So, in a way, the highest Netherlands. Argentina. They have the world's widest avenue, Avenida de Julio, in Buenos Aires. It's up to 140 meters wide and has as many as 12 lanes of traffic, plus medians with trees and monuments. It's so wide that crossing it on foot often takes multiple green lights. The next country is UAE. The UAE has a camel beauty contest where winners can fetch millions of dollars. Some camels were disqualified from contests for being injected with Botox and having plastic surgery. The largest denomination of banknotes ever in the world was issued in Hungary. It was worth, that's way too many zeros, it was worth 100 million trillion. 100 million trillion. Austria. The world's oldest continuous operating restaurant, St. Peter's Stiftungskulinarium in Salzburg has been serving food since the year 803. Armenia. It is said to have its own version of Stonehenge called Karahunj or Zorad's Career, with stones dating back over 7,000 years. Albania. There are approximately 4 to 5 concrete military bunkers scattered across the country for every 1 square kilometer of land. So that's every 1 kilometer there is 5 concrete military bunkers. Interesting. Algeria. Over 80% of the entire Algeria is covered in the Sahara Desert. Bosnia and Herzegovina. The heart-shaped geographical outline of the country has led to it sometimes being referred to as the heart-shaped land by the locals. Czech Republic. It has the highest beer consumption per capita in the world, with the average citizen drinking around 140 liters annually. Georgia. The mountainous villages of Ushguli is widely considered one of the highest continuously inhabited settlements in all of Europe. The city of Basra in Iran is widely believed to be one of the historical inspirations for the journeys of Sinbad the Sailor from the 1001 Nights. Italy has a law in the city of Turin that legally requires dog owners to walk their pets at least 3 times a day. North Korea. North Korea uses its own calendar system called Juche, which begins its year count from the birth of its founder, Kim Il-sung, in 1912. South Korea. Unique Jeju Haenyeo are traditionally elderly female free divers who dive up to 10 meters deep without oxygen tanks to harvest sea life. Turkey. The country was home to 2 of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. The country was home to 2 of The country was home to two of the seven wonders of the ancient world: the Temple of Artemis and the Mausoleum at Halicarnassus. Uzbekistan. The Kizilkum Desert in Uzbekistan is one of the largest portions of land that has ancient fossilized dinosaurs. It's a really important excavation site in Uzbekistan. Okay, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll be continuing this series. If you want, you can comment your country next so that I do it. And now I'll leave. I hope you had a good sleep for tonight. And if you want more soft-spoken facts like these, then I can make them. Okay, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.